Okay, so what do you mean by currency swap? It's basically an agreement between between two countries to exchange their own currency with respect to some hard currency, okay, or some other asset. That is what is called as currency swap. Now let's take this example. Okay, Sri Lanka has shortage of foreign currency, dollars. Let's say Sri Lanka has shortage of dollars. Can Sri Lanka print dollars? No. It requires dollar to meet its imports and outflow of dollars. Okay, so there are different ways in which it can get dollars through exports, through investments, through borrowings, etc. One more route is called as currency swap. So here, Sri Lanka has signed an agreement with India to swap currencies. That means Sri Lanka can swap its own domestic currency with a foreign currency. You understood? So you might have read this article in the news. Okay, India and Sri Lanka, between them, there was an agreement of currency swap. So Sri Lanka has now utilized that opportunity to exchange Sri Lankan currency to dollars and rupees. Now they can use dollar and rupees to pay for their imports. Alva, when Sri Lanka imports, it has to pay what? Foreign currency. If it has to import from India, it has to pay what? Rupees. When it is importing from India, it has to pay rupees. When it is importing from US, it has to pay dollars. From Europe, it has to pay European euros. Alva. But it does not have rupees, it does not have dollars, it does not have euro, it cannot print the same. So now what it can do instead, whatever Sri Lankan currency the central bank of Sri Lanka has, or it can print that money and exchange that money to what? Rupee or dollar. Because the agreement allows them to exchange their own currency to a foreign currency, not all foreign currency, rupee and dollar in this agreement. We similarly have such agreement with Japan also. Okay, India and Japan has a currency swap agreement where India can get Japanese yen or dollars in exchange of what? Rupees. Same way, Japan also can get Indian rupees or dollar in exchange of their yen. So this is nothing to do, this is not only to do with economics, it is also to do with politics. To improve the relationship between two countries, we come up with this agreement to help each other when we face balance of payment crisis. So when there is shortage of foreign currency, we can use this opportunity to meet our shortage in balance of payment. So this is what is known as currency swap. So what is currency swap? It is an agreement between two or more countries. For what? To exchange currencies with predetermined terms and conditions. Whenever there is a shortage of one currency, they can use their own currency to get that currency. Am I making myself clear? So Indian rupee can be used to get foreign currency. If we have a currency swap agreement, tomorrow if we face crisis, okay, we can borrow money from, we can get dollars from Sri Lanka because we have that agreement. Sri Lanka is now getting money from India. Okay, so currency swap agreement can be bilateral or multilateral. The objective is it helps in supporting domestic currency. Okay, when there is shortage of foreign currency, the value of domestic currency will decrease. To support that, we need foreign currency. So currency swap can help in that. To avoid turbulence in foreign exchange market, and also to maintain the value of foreign exchange reserve, forex reserve, when there is a crisis in our balance of payment. Central bank, when the foreign currency is reserves are dropping, so we can exchange local currency to foreign currency and increase our reserves. Example, India and Japan have a swap agreement, currency swap agreement of $75 billion, where we can swap US dollars, our Indian currency, to US dollars, Japanese yen, and Indian rupee. Similarly, India, Sri Lanka also has a swap agreement. This swap agreement is under this multilateral grouping called as SAARC. So we have a multilateral grouping called as SAARC, the South Asian region. Okay, countries have come together to form this organization called as SAARC, Within the SAARC, we have signed a currency swap agreement to help each other. India, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, India, Nepal, India, Bhutan, India, Sri Lanka, and all that. Okay, so they are all members of the SAARC nations. Within that, so RBI has signed this currency swap agreement with Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the SAARC currency swap framework 2019-22. So under this, Central Bank of Sri Lanka can withdraw what? US dollar or European euro or Indian rupee in multiple tranches with a maximum of 400 million or its equivalent, whatever, $400 million or equivalent rupees and other things. Is that understood? So India has extended US dollars 400 million currency swap facility to Sri Lanka. Why? Because Sri Lanka is now facing foreign currency shortage, dollar shortage. To help them meet this, okay, we have provided Sri Lanka with this swap.